Okay, so you've seen us talk so many times about the interviews and how everybody's missing each other when they talk to each other, because this guy has his set of functions and projections and this guy has his set of functions and projections, right? So everybody's doing this, and that's kind of the leaves. That's like what you're watching voyeuristically from an outside perspective, so you can see that. So you have two IPs that are obviously going to be more interested in Decider stuff. And then you have an ENTP, and they're definitely missing each other. That interview was fascinating for me to watch. It's subtle, but if you're looking for it, you can see the passing ships in the ocean. Let's take a look.
Did you guys see the Matrix NFT thing that they did for Resurrections just a couple days ago? They made NFTs for the new movie, and there were like 100,000 of them, and the site broke like in the first few hours because there were over 300,000 people in the queue trying to buy these NFTs for $50.
Look at the double observers.
And so like when you think about the concept of digital scarcity and things that are, you know, they can't be copied.
My face with all the
They'll
emails
easily
I
be
get.
produced.
Well, but they're not the same, right? It's not a fake version of you.
I wonder do we get a cut of that? Oh no, I don't think we're in them. They probably did other people.
You have to take that up with the studio. I don't know. There was a leak of the experience on like the PlayStation server, and it got a lot of attention that there was this Matrix experience happening that you guys were in. And I was looking at the Reddit thread where it was posted, and everyone was just saying, "I want a Matrix video game. I want a modern day, you know, reimagining of the Matrix video game."
Well, it's ridiculous that there isn't one.
Would you do one if they came to you and said,
I mean, aren't there smart people who run these companies? Aren't there supposed to?
People.
The fans really want it.
Right.
So if they came to you and they said, "We're going to do it in the Matrix,"
Brother's just like, "Where's the ball? Oh, you mean the ball you dropped?"
I love the looks on their faces, right? And then it's like everybody's fucking face. I'm like, hey, I got my story. And you're like, uh-oh, whoopsie. You're a single observer talking to two double observers, and they're like,
boring.
which is what it looks like when it goes the other way around. You're like, tribe drama and judgment, and all the single observers are like, uh-huh.
Boring.
Would either of you do like a VR project, especially as these headsets get better? Are you interested in that
If
from
I
like a
say yes, can I
storytelling
get out of here?
perspective? 'Cause it can bring
Again, I
empathy.
like your first answer. It depends on the script, I guess,
Right.
right? The story. So I definitely know that it's not that I understand that I don't understand. And that's sort of where I'm living, I guess, right now, is being curious and also
Double observer.
holding, like, for my personal life, like, what I hold sacred, you know, which is the real.
Yeah. Keanu, what about you? VR storytelling?
Yeah,
Is it compelling to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a VR headset? Do you use it personally?
I do. I don't. I know that any VR technology that I'm using is 5 years old and lame. I'm sorry. Never used to be lame. It's probably now modernly lame. But there's so
offended.
much kind of data collection tools that are in these experiences to help make the product better.
She was like bored this whole time.
Is that interesting?
Being used for medicine. Of course, these advances are important and great.
Do you play video games?
No.
No, really?
No, I drive a motorcycle. Kind of got a life. I do some kung fu. I take the
Right.
subway. No, I don't do video games.
Don't care. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm a grown man, and I'm not a single observer. No, I don't do video games.
Right. So what's so
Only one of those two is true about me. I am a grown man, but I do
Play video games.
Video game.
Yo, what? Just one.
I don't like the variety.
Just Ravenfield.
No, I do video game. I'm into video game. I'd like to do flight simulators, but fucking Mac won't do joysticks.
Here we go. Here we go.
Like,
See?
you can't do a joystick on a Mac? I've actually looked into this.
Our ships are passing.
Yeah. Anybody can help me out on that. How do I get Microsoft Flight Simulator on a Mac?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Send us an email. Send us an email how you get joysticks to work on Macs.
I will actually be interested.
Yes,
I will
that's
have
accurate.
that stupid ENTP look on my face, like, what? Yeah. I'm just seeing how and why it's not working for most people, because it does make sense that, like, okay, go back to that first slide.
Yeah.
So we've heard a lot of people talk about this. Like, so you have your triggering, and that is something happens in the environment, and then your saviors automatically take over. And
Right.
that's what unconsciousness is. That's how people are so easy to type.
Right.
You say global warming, and then you go the people. You're like,
Yeah.
haha, Decider caught you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like there's no, it's automatic. That's why
Yes.
people are of your same type are so predictable.
1000%.
So if you break that little link and be like, but no, what we're learning about the chemicals pathways and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like there's a huge pathway of like, my saver is just going to take that every single time.
Every time.
And you start to break the pathway by putting in the pause and be like, wait, maybe the response here is my savers only. Could be. There's a
Right.
1 out of 32
It could
chance.
be.
Maybe it is savers only. Maybe. Probably not.
Right.
And then if you pause and go, I'm going to create another pathway, the choice.
Yes.
Maybe I should choose FE, right?
Right.
So then if you think about that, it's like, okay, if you want to now make that to work, you can't do that once a month.
I know.
What the only thing we've seen that has been working for us is you've got to make your chores and your daily life
Training.
a training practice. That's the big dividing line that we're starting to see more and more.
You have to be doing this on everything.
Who's training and who's not? Oh, well, I'm watching videos on jiu-jitsu. Oh, really? How long have you been doing that? I've been watching videos on jiu-jitsu for 7 years.
Right.
Great. How has your training been? Huh?
Huh?
Everybody. I've been watching
yeah.
videos on psychology. Great. How's your training? Huh? Like, no, your fucking chores. Right. Your roommates. Like 10 times a day, right? Like
Right.
if you want to build the pathways and the reps, you got to do the pathways and the reps.
So like that's why the Keanu and the ENTP and the IPs talking together. You do need to go after the subtle. Everybody wants to go after the tidal wave. You need to be going after the subtle.
It would literally be like literally you've got a thing you got to go to this weekend that has a lot of people involved. And you know it's going to be a shit show. You're going down to LA, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like you already know there's going to be a lot of interactions, a lot of people, a lot of fucking drama, years of drama. So it's like you already know, like, oh, I'm going to use this for practice.
Yes, 1,000%.
You're going to go to fucking Denny's with fucking everybody, and there's going to be 15 fuck-offs. You're going to be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 17 reps today.
Yeah, the event is not real. It's the training that I'm focusing on. It's all the time. The math is running and the projections are running all the time.
I think to give you some ST, you're a pro if you're catching 10 a day. You're a fucking noob. You're in the game if you're catching 3 a day. Just look at right there with Kiana and the ENTP guy. Like, that's a good one. Like, you should be able to catch these things going on, these conversations. If you're going out to get the mail, you're talking to your neighbor, you're having a conversation, you're preparing for a slideshow, there's at least 1 or 2 there.
Yes.
And we are seeing that people catch them about once every 2 months.